Alright guys, it's been quite a while since I've done a video, probably close to a month or two, but we've been really busy. We went to New York, tried a lot of good food, so I know that a lot of people said that they wanted me to make a pulled pork sandwich, so we kind of put a little bit of a little change on it. We put, it's going to be an Asian pulled pork barbecue sandwich with an Asian coleslaw. So first what we did is I went to the store, I got some pork shoulder. I cut it in half. I seared it on the stove for just a few minutes on both sides. I put about 2.5 cups of water, about half an onion. I also put in some soy sauce, about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, and 2 tablespoons of molasses, some salt and some pepper, and some fresh ginger. And this has been cooking for about 5 hours now. And as you can see with the fork, it is just falling apart, which is awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this out. I'm going to shred it and get rid of some of the juices on the inside. And then we'll put it back in here, and then I'm going to make barbecue sauce. Alright, so we pulled the pork out of the slow cooker. Again, that was in all those juices and in the crock pot for about 5 hours. And you can tell, I mean, how fork tender it is. So what I'm doing is taking both the forks and just going in and ripping it and shredding it apart. You can take the fat out if you want. I don't, because fat is flavor. And like I said, once we're done getting all this taken apart, I'm going to take some of the juices out of the crock pot, because we don't want too much juice in there. And then after I'm done making the barbecue sauce, we're going to toss that in and we're going to heat it back up. So now we're going to be starting on the barbecue sauce. So what I did is put a little bit of canola oil, about 2 tablespoons, and then we've got a half of a chopped onion, and then we've got 4 cloves of garlic. And we're just going to saute this about 5 minutes. We don't want it to burn. We just want it to get to a nice little brown, I guess you could say, for the next 5 minutes. And then we're going to finish up the barbecue sauce. So now that the onions are, they're a little brown, what you want to do is turn it back down. You want to get a low heat. Again, we don't want to burn them. Now we're going to start adding everything for our barbecue sauce. We've got, I'm doubling this. We're going to do 2 cups of ketchup. We're going to do about a cup of molasses. Two tablespoons of Worcestershire. This is where the little Asian part comes in, just a little bit. We're going to do about the same thing, about 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. Okay, so this stuff is pretty strong. It's called hoisin sauce. So we're going to put just a heaping teaspoon in there. Okay. Then for a little bit of spice, we're going to put in about maybe half a teaspoon of chili powder. And to kind of get that smoky flavor, we'll do about, again, half a teaspoon of some paprika. I wouldn't say put a lot of vinegar. I put about half of that. A little bit less than half a cup. Alright, and then we're actually going to add about 1/3 cup, a little bit less than 1/3 cup of some fresh honey. Because honey is good. And then if you want it to be a little spicy, just toss in a few red pepper flakes, just to give that little extra heat. And once you get that, I want you to stir everything in. And what you want to do is you want to get this up to a simmer, and you want to simmer it for about 15 to 20 minutes. Simmering just means it's a slight boil. You're going to see it bubbling, but it's not technically boiling. And you want to keep it on low heat, like low to medium, so about over here. So I've got about, so here's your medium and low. So right between, maybe like a 3 or 4. And then what we also want to do is we want to put in about 1.5 cups of brown sugar. And once we get that in, we'll mix that up and then continue to simmer the barbecue sauce. Alright guys, so for the coleslaw, I went kind of basic on it. I bought the coleslaw and the red cabbage that was already in the package. And I got some bamboo shoots, some radish, and I diced that up. Or hold on, I sliced it up, and I even sliced up the fresh carrot. I'll put in about, I'm going to say about 2 cups of mayonnaise. I put in some soy sauce, some salt and pepper, and some hoisin. And that's just going to be the homemade coleslaw that's going to go on top of the pulled pork sandwich. Alright guys, so once the barbecue sauce is done simmering again for about 15 to 20 minutes, we put it back into the crock pot and mix it up with the pork. And it tastes amazing. Alright, so we're going to take our buns.
That went well. So that went well.
And we're going to put our pulled pork on the bun. Fill as much as you'd like. Alright. And then depending on if you want to, these are awesome. You can get these at the gas station or even at just a regular store, but they're hot pickles. Put that on top. And there it is. Your pulled pork and homemade coleslaw.